All right, this is exercise 3.2. And in this exercise, they're asking you to draw an 18-inch swell. So let me hit autofocus, make sure it stays focused for you guys. The drawing is at 30 scale. Contours are 2-foot contour intervals. And this is the center line, again, CL, center line of your swell. And it's going downhill this way, so your contours are going to have to point uphill. We're going to cut, right? So to cut, you've got to go into the hillside. You got to go up. If we went down, that would be a ridge. We would be filling. So you would be putting dirt from 48 down here onto 46. So we'd be filling, creating a ridge. So 18-inch contour. These are 2-foot contour intervals, so 18 inches is 0.75 of 2 feet, right? Does that make sense? So this is 2-foot contour interval, 18-inch swell. The swell is going to go 3/4 of the way because it's 2 feet. If it went halfway, that would be 1 foot, 3/4 of the way, 0.75 feet, which would be 18 inches. So all you've got to do is measure the distance. Let's just put a line down like this. The easiest way to do this. Draw a line down. Okay, so your distances, and when I'm putting these hash marks, I mean the distance, I'm putting them on your contours, but I mean where they cross. I'm meaning where they cross the actual contour with the center line of the swell. But if you measure, now there might be a little shrinkage on your paper, so it might not be exactly the 30 scale. That's okay. Use whatever number you scale. So if you look at the distance between these contours, it's 24 feet because there's not much shrinkage in my paper. That's 24 feet. If you got 23 feet or you got 25 feet, that's okay. You could do this using that as your distance. It doesn't matter. For this exercise, you still would know what you're doing as long as you're doing it based on whatever the measurement you get off your paper. But that said, this measures off at 24 feet on mine. This measures off at 35 feet. So 35 feet. And then you would just keep measuring. Again, not from here to here, but your distance, I just did that. So it's from center point of the swell to center point of the swell. So this is 24 feet from here to here. So 24, if you just go 24 feet and you multiply that by 0.75, and we're doing that because we're only going 73/4 of the way because it's 18 inches and this is a total of 2 feet. And I'm talking vertically, not horizontally. Horizontally, it's 24 feet. Vertically, it's 2 feet from here to here, and we only need to go 18 inches. So that's 3/4 of that distance. So 24 times 0.75 equals 18. So from this up, you measure 18 feet, which puts us right about there, which that's 3/4 of this distance from here to here. That's 18 feet is 3/4 or 0.75 of 24. So then you just draw your contour and tie back in. And then you draw this contour down and tie back in. They didn't give us a cross slope, so they aren't telling us how much we have to maintain. They're simply telling you to draw an 18-inch swell. So that's all we've got to do. So this is 35 feet. 35 times 0.75 equals 35 times 0.75 equals 26.25. So you just measure 26.25 feet, puts you right about there. Label our contours at the uphill side. So this is contour 48. This is contour 46. It's going to come down, just ties into 46 and 46. So we'll put 46 on the top side. Remember, arrows for your swell line, like that. And then what else do we need to do? We need to make, I want you to, so 24 times 0.75 equals 18 feet, I said. And 35 times 0.75 equals 26.25 feet. 26.25 feet. So all I did was measure 18 feet from that contour up, and that's where it crossed. This one was just 26.25. So just continue that down until you complete the swell, and then put your distances from here to here, like that. So I'm not going to the contour, I'm actually going to this is actually going to the center line. So what I'm saying is that's 18 feet. That's the distance there. That way we know that you understand this, and that's why they want you to put the distances there. So there to there, like that. That is, I said 26.25 feet. 26.25 feet. So just do that. Draw in your contours, put your hash marks where you tie back in. Put the distance you measure, which it's fine. If it's a foot off, that's just shrinkage and sweat of the paper. And then just label what you get for your distance when you multiply it by 0.75, which is 18 inches, 3/4 of 2 feet. Hopefully that's not too confusing. Just look this over. It should make sense. It's a pretty simple exercise. So just make sure you label all this stuff as a part of the exercise. Down here at the bottom it says, remember, show calculations and use standard graphic conventions as depicted on page 8 of your textbook. So for swells, we do arrows on the longitudinal slope to indicate your swell line.